Sharesies now has over 500,000 users, and it lets you invest in the New Zealand, American and Australian stock market. It's currently the fastest growing investing platform in New Zealand, and I've been using it since 2019. I'll be covering everything there is to know, from how taxes work, the fees that it charges, and how Sharesies stacks up to its competitors like Stake and Hatch. So firstly, making an account. This is very straightforward, much the same as making an Instagram or Facebook profile. You'll need all the general pieces of information like your email address, phone number, date of birth, and then some extra pieces of info like your ID number and driver's license, or your passport works as well, just to make sure that Sharesies can verify your identity and nothing fraudulent happens on the platform. Once all this information is sent through, it'll take a couple of days to get verified, and then you'll be nice and ready with a Sharesies account. This is what the home screen looks like, and you can look at your portfolio, search for specific companies, and even refer your friends as well to get a bonus. If you want to get a bit of extra money when signing up to Sharesies, check out my referral link down below in the description box. That'll give you a free $5 when signing up. We'll get into how to actually make an investment on the platform a little bit later in the video. But jumping into fees, Sharesies will charge a flat 1.9% fee for your investment. Now there's also a 0.5% foreign exchange fee for converting your New Zealand dollar into the US dollar if you want to buy American companies. If this sounds a little bit complicated, don't worry. Sharesies has a very straightforward chart that you can read on their website that breaks down all the prices and how much you'll be paying for every investment. They even have a calculator where you can enter how much money you'll be investing into which market, and it'll give you an exact breakdown of how much you'll be paying. You can see here that if you're investing $100 into a New Zealand company, you'll be paying $1.90 in fees. And you can see the breakdown in comparison to other brokers like Stake, Hatch and ASB Securities. It'll give you this for different investment amounts. So for $1,000, you'll be paying $19 in fees, and you can do this for the US and Australian market too. You can see that with the American stocks, there's not a massive difference in terms of how much Sharesies will charge you in comparison to other brokers like Stake and Hatch. Now, the biggest thing that sets Sharesies aside from its competitors is the fact that it lets you invest into the New Zealand, American and Australian market. There's no other New Zealand broker that will let you do this, and it's definitely one of the biggest selling points. Sharesies also is introducing a high interest savings account that will give you a 4.3% return on your money, and they're even integrating with KiwiSaver as well, so you can invest your KiwiSaver money into New Zealand stocks and into ETFs as well, which I think are going to be some really great features to look forward to. So jumping into Sharesies and taking a look at the steps that you need to follow to actually buy shares of a company. So once you're on the home screen, all you want to do is click on explore, and then you can search for a specific investment. So let's pick a big international company that everyone is familiar with. So let's go with Apple. You can see it at the top here, or you can also search for a specific investment as well if you just want to type it in the search bar, and then click on the company that you're wanting to invest in. And you can also filter the searches by most relevant, highest market cap, highest annual returns, or highest dividend yield as well. So there's lots of different options if you want to organize your companies in different ways. So we'll go with Apple, and then once you click on it, you'll see a bunch of different price information about that business. So you can see a stock chart that has the different price movements of Apple over different time points, say 3 months, 1 year or 5 years as well. And then you can look at the 5-year high and low, the highest and lowest stock price that it's had, its dividend yield, its market cap, and then it also talks about the fees as well. So just some good general information about the company, and then you just click on buy, and then there's a few different buying options that you can have. So I personally like to go with market buy, which is just buying the shares of a company at the set market price. Then hit next, and then you just enter the amount that you want to be investing. So let's say we wanted to invest $40 into Apple stock, I would just hit review and then I'll hit buy down the bottom, and then the shares would automatically be purchased for me and they'll show up in my investment account. And that's really how easy it is to buy stocks using Sharesies. It can be done in a couple of minutes and just a few clicks of a button. You can also go through modules to learn the basics of investing that'll show you key investing principles like the difference between an ETF and a stock, how to set up auto investment plans, and how compound interest works. It's definitely got some great info on there that can definitely help you progress from a beginner and help you find your bearings in the stock market. In terms of how long it'll take for shares to display in your account, it's typically about 1 to 2 business days, but it does vary a lot based on what stock market you're investing in, whether it's New Zealand, Australian or American, and when you buy your shares. So if it's a New Zealand company, the NZX or the New Zealand stock market is open from about 9 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon through Monday to Friday. So if you buy your shares on a Saturday, it's going to take a little bit longer because the New Zealand market isn't open. In comparison, the American market, depending on if we're in daylight savings or not, is open from 1:30 in the morning till 8 in the morning. So there's only very specific times where your transaction will be processed, and for NZ time, the American market is open on a Saturday. So just keep in mind that it does vary depending on which country you're investing in, and it's a little bit easier for the Australian market since that's fairly similar in terms of the time zones to New Zealand. But on average, I would say give it roughly 2 to 3 business days for the shares to display in your account. And when it comes to selling them, it's a similar amount of time. Keep in mind all the time zone differences between the country and what day of the week you're investing in. But once you sell your shares, the money will display in your Sharesies account, and then you have to set up a specific bank account that you withdraw your money into. So to set up a bank account, you do have to have proof that you own the bank account by sending a bank statement that has your name at the top of it, and then they'll verify that the account is actually yours, and then you can withdraw the money from the shares that you've sold directly into your own personal bank account. So it's not instant when you sell your shares. Give it about 2 to 3 business days depending on when you've bought them, but it is pretty easy to do, and if you've done it once, you will know the exact process off by heart. If you want to withdraw the money that's currently on your Sharesies profile, just click on wallet and then go down to the withdraw option. Now this is also how you top up your account as well, and the best way to do this is with a bank transfer. It's exactly the same as transferring one of your friends using internet banking. Your Sharesies profile will have a unique bank account number and reference number that's specific to your profile only. And then if you want to top up your account, just go on your mobile banking app, put your reference number in, save that Sharesies account as a PAYE, and then enter how much money you want to be investing. Again, it can take a couple of business days for this transaction to get processed, but that's going to be the easiest way. You can top up with a credit card, but the fees can add up quite quickly, so I would just stick with the bank transfer option. Now the last thing to keep in mind is taxes on your investments. Now this is something very important because you don't want to get stung with any hidden fees. Now for the vast majority of Kiwi investors, they don't actually have to do any paperwork to get their taxes sorted. There are some specific criteria where you actually do, like if you get a dividend payment of 200 New Zealand dollars or more, or if you have a specific amount of money invested in overseas companies. So any company outside of New Zealand, like America, there might be some paperwork that you have to do to make sure that you're aware of all of your tax obligations and you don't get stung with any hidden costs. Make sure to check out this video on screen that'll outline everything you need to know about paying taxes on your investments in New Zealand.